grants into the police department to where they could train these police officers for these certain situations. Because if they did get grants into these police departments to train for these certain situations, it would not have been a death sentence. And you know, the family, what they don't understand, what I think they don't understand, is they don't understand the law. Because if they understood the law, our sister would still be here. She would not have went nowhere. She would have not got called home so early because of the police murdering her. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm just going to say it how it is. I feel that she was murdered in that cell. A woman, a 300-pound woman, handcuffed to that cell. I've never heard of that in my life. I've never heard of any woman, man, anybody being handcuffed to a jail cell, nonetheless a 300-pound native woman. Now, if you want to talk about racial injustice by a police department, I'm calling it how I see it. That's exactly what it was. They knew what they was doing. How could you not know what you're doing? Even a person without training would know that you do not handcuff a mentally ill 300-pound native woman to a jail cell for praying, for singing hymns, for trying to comfort herself. It's not easy being in a jail cell, trust me, I've been in them. And you do anything to pass that time. And one of the biggest things that gets all of us through these jail sentences is prayer. And that's the best way to go about it. And so sis was going about it the best way she could. Having a mental illness and being handcuffed to that jail. She prayed and she sang and she got a death sentence for it. And all of them clips that are missing from that tape that they did not release, they're going to have to give up. And when they do give it up, that's going to show the truth. And when it shows the truth, all of them police officers are going to prison. Because that's where they belong. That's where all of them belong. Taking our sister, niece, cousin, mama, taking that away from us. A loving and caring person. Yes, she had her mental illness, but we all knew about it, and we all loved her the same. And to this day, I will continue to love her the same, just like everybody that's out here right now. We all have to continue that love for our family that has passed and gone. We have to keep them alive with candlelight vigils like this, because that fire, it continues to burn inside of us. Our sister's fire, it continues to burn deep down within us. I've been doing a lot of research on Native Americans that have been killed by police officers. In 2015, 12 Native Americans documented 12 documented murders by the police, and they all got away with them. 2016, 23 documented murders by the police, and they all were justifiable in the court ties. Especially this little boy that was walking down the road. He was at home sick at his grandmama's and his grandpa's house. And he decides to go outside to make himself feel better because he's feeling sick. And he's walking in his parking lot outside. And the police say that he called the police on himself. And they murdered this young boy, 13 or 14 years old. His life was just starting, just like Christina's was. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to try. They're going to try their best to go ahead and clear them police officers of all charges. But if anything's going to set any example, this right here is going to set a precedent. It's going to set a precedent that police will not get away with murder no more on indigenous women or men. And so for the family out here, I love all of y'all. And we need to continue to keep that fire burning in our heart that sister had, that she burned so brightly in all of us. So let's remember the good things about sister, like when she would go sit outside the Comanche complex and she would sing hymns out there by the memorial. Or when she would walk around the yard and she would sing hymns. You know, she was one of the most funny people in the world to me. She had a great sense of humor, and we all loved her, and we all still love her. So let's remember the good things about sister. I'm going to go ahead and get off this loudspeaker here, but I just wanted to say that I love you, sister, and I'll never forget about you. And thank you to the family that's been so persistent in, trying to get some kind of legal action done against these police officers and setting a precedent that this cannot happen no more to indigenous people. Nonetheless, any person out here that should not ever have to go through something like this. Thank you all. I love y'all.